everybody, it's Carrie Barfoot and I'm going to show you how to do a really quick and easy and super fun Italian cooking class for your clients. So we will be featuring the Good Italian Real Fast Meal Kit, and there's so many great recipes that you can do in here, but I'm going to show you one of my ultimate favorites. This is the balsamic chicken fingers. So what a family favorite. I know in my house, my boys absolutely love this one, and many North American households make chicken fingers, right? Usually buying like frozen pre-made ones from the grocery store that are full of a lot of junk. This is such a great way to show our clients how to make them absolutely quick, delicious, easy, and they're going to save a lot of money and they're going to save on their health by making it this way. All right, so what I do is I'm going to set up my stations and I'm going to gather all the customers around to help me make the balsamic chicken fingers. Step number one will be to make the balsamic salad dressing. So at this station here, I have our epicure cruet, and I'm going to ask a client at this station to put the funnel inside the cruet. Using the measurements on the cruet, which is so handy, she's going to fill it to the 3/4 cup. Now we're going to use olive oil, or the host can use avocado oil is really nice. I would recommend using olive or avocado. If you would like, you can even bring this pre-measured, the oil and the vinegar yourself, to reduce the host from having to supply these ingredients. So while your host is coaching, ask the host if she has them on hand. If not, you can always pre-measure this, put it in your cruet, and bring the wet ingredients with you. This customer is going to add 1/4 cup of balsamic vinegar. Now, I've always liked using white balsamic vinegar. You can find this in the same section as the regular balsamic, but it's lighter. It's just wonderful when you're making dressings and marinades. So something to try out yourself. So again, have the host supply it or bring it yourself pre-measured in your cruet. Point out to the customers how you can use the cruet to measure. You don't need additional measuring spoons for this step, which is awesome. Our silicone funnel comes super handy for making those dressings and sauces and marinades. So now, using our Italian meal kit, I'm going to pull the balsamic out, showing them that it comes in the meal kit. I'm going to have this customer add 2 tablespoons. So using the 4-in-1 spice spoon, measuring out 2 tablespoons. Point out to them that our 4-in-1 handy spice spoon is a tablespoon, teaspoon, half teaspoon, 1/4 teaspoon. 4-in-1, and it's built to fit in all of our epicure jars. Isn't that awesome? So now they simply can pop on their lid and give it a shake, and they've got their balsamic salad dressing done. This is a great opportunity to maybe bring a store-bought salad dressing and do a comparison on, all the additives and preservatives that are in store-bought dressings versus making it fresh yourself with epicure. All right, so now from here, we're going to add a 1/4 cup of balsamic dressing onto the pre-sliced chicken. I'm going to have my host supply about 2 to 3 chicken breasts sliced up into strips and have it in a bowl all ready for when our cooking class starts. Pour out 1/4 cup. So you can use the cruet here to guesstimate about 1/4 cup. Add that dressing on there. You're going to have a client stir the chicken in the balsamic dressing. Oh my gosh, this smells so good. And now that same client who's already washed their hands and is ready to go is going to take the Parmesan cheese, 1/4 cup. I've had this pre-measured when I arrived at the hostess's house. I'm featuring our epicure prep bowls so I can show them the measurements on the side of these handy dandy bowls. We're going to mix it in with 2 cups of breadcrumbs. I have my host supply this. It's already measured out and in a bowl, ready to go. I like to use like a wide bowl so it's easy to dip the chicken in. And I like to use panko breadcrumbs. So if you can get your host to supply panko breadcrumbs, a little tip when your host is coaching is make sure they supply non-flavored breadcrumbs. Because we are adding our epicure seasonings, you don't want them supplying a seasoned breadcrumb because you're going to overdo it at that point. Now this customer here is going to take the chicken strips, she's going to coat it in the breadcrumbs, and then from there she's going to place it onto a sheet pan. Now, this is a great product I would encourage you to invest in as you start to grow your business with Epicure. This is our Epicure sheet pan and our silicone mat. The silicone mat is wonderful. It's like reusable parchment paper. You place this on your sheet pan, which fits perfectly, and it's going to, it's going to save the life of your sheet pans. It's like reusable parchment paper. It's non-stick, it's easy to wash off, and when you're done, you just roll it up and throw it in your cupboard. So whether you're baking cookies or you're cooking sticky ribs, cook it on an Epicure silicone sheet pan, and it's going to, reduce that cleanup and also save the life of your pans. So once you've done your original launch cooking class and you are the host, I would encourage you to use some of those host benefits to maybe invest in the sheet pan and the bacon roll silicone mat. It comes in super handy for your Italian cooking classes, especially those that you're using the oven. So this cooking class is an excellent cooking class to do when a host does not have a microwave, because we are going to be cooking this in the oven. Okay, so have this customer work away. Sometimes I'll actually get 2 clients at this station so that it kind of speeds up the process, and have them dip the chicken in the breadcrumbs and lay it on the silicone mat. All right, so once those are done, you can pass this off to your host or a volunteer and have them put it in the oven. The recipe that comes in the Italian meal kit says $375 for 20 minutes. I always like to pump up the heat a little bit. I always do around 400, 420 for 15 to 20 minutes. But again, that's a personal choice of yours. So at this point, you're going to pop that chicken into the oven. All right, okay, so now a few tips while those clients are breading the chicken. What I like to do is at that point is when I do the comparison on the salad dressing. I talk about the prep bowls. I talk about the bacon roll silicone mat. I talk about the sheet pan. So while they're doing the chicken, to engage your customers is you can be having those comparisons. You're going to be having that conversation with them. So now that the chicken's in the oven, we're going to continue to the balsamic salad. I have the host supply a bowl of greens and any chopped veggies of choice. So she can do it just as greens, she can add veggies, but I have her have this prepped and ready ahead of time. Except I usually like her to supply part of a cucumber so that we have at least one veggie to demonstrate the Prep Pro paring knife. So whether you choose it to be a pepper or a cucumber, I like to have one veggie left for a customer to demonstrate this knife. So it's such a beautiful knife, and it's nice for them to be able to really try it firsthand to see how it literally just glides through those vegetables like butter. Absolutely gorgeous. So you can take that time while they're chopping up their pepper or the cucumber, carrot, whatever the veggie is, and you can talk about the benefits of ceramic, how our ceramic knives are sharper than steel. However, I do like to take this time as well to tell them the care instructions for ceramic. Because the ceramic is sharper than steel, I do note that it isn't stronger than steel. So you're not going to want to use your ceramic knife to pry frozen burgers apart, or you could damage your knife and it could chip. I recommend that they hand wash it to keep the sharpness. I've found that that's kept my knives way sharper. I also recommend that they use the guard when they store it. And then just, really letting them know that it's such a beautiful, black, sexy knife. It's a great little workhorse in their kitchen, great investment. And also this is a great opportunity to plug a host perk, which would be by hosting a cooking class. This could be just one of the benefits that you receive free or half price. And if you book a cooking class tonight, you will receive a $20 future booking certificate. You could purchase your Prep Pro knife for free just for booking a cooking class tonight. So now that our salad is all ready to go, we've got our dressing. I'm gonna have one of the customers add the dressing and toss it up. You could feature our grip and grab silicone tongs at this point as well. Okay, so there's your salad. Now I'm going to move on to the marinara dipper. So the marinara sauce comes in the Italian kit. Again, I'm pulling it for the kit so they can visually see that this comes in the Italian kit. I bring 1 cup of crushed tomatoes. I like to bring this with me because I always have it on hand, but you could also have your hostess supply this. I like to feature our little prep bowls here, and using that same 4-in-1 spice spoon, I'm going to have them measure out some of the marinara seasoning, about a half a tablespoon per cup. Okay, so they can just kind of eyeball it. You can always use that same spoon and mix it up. And showing them how easy it is to make marinara sauce. Like literally, it's seasoning and crushed tomatoes. What a cost-effective way to make your spaghetti sauce, your lasagna, or always have this on hand for a pizza sauce or a dipper for the chicken fingers like we're doing tonight. Now that's just cold crushed tomatoes with marinara. I would then cover it with one of the lids, the silicone lid, just lightly cover it and put it in the microwave and just warm it up for a few seconds so you have a warm marinara sauce for them to dip the chicken fingers in. Now, I do recommend you bring that silicone lid with you to put it on top because you don't want it to pop in her microwave and make a big mess. So that is another selling feature. You can talk about that silicone lid, how it comes with the prep bowls. All right, so we've got our dressing made, our chicken is in the oven, our marinara dipper is done. Now I'm going to talk about the Alfredo that comes in the kit. When I'm doing this cooking class and I'm featuring the oven, because the host doesn't have a microwave, I will just simply talk about the Alfredo. Talking about it, reading the ingredients, telling them your own experience, making this for your family is all you need to do. People will fall in love with this and want it in their own kitchen. Now, if your hostess does have a microwave, and you are featuring the oven as well, then what I would suggest doing is making zucchini noodles with the Alfredo. So another great tool to invest in as you expand your business kit is the Epicure Veggie Twist and Spiraler. I would have one of the customers noodle or zoodle, which is using this side with all the little prongs. She simply just puts her zucchini in here and it will noodle a zucchini. I would take those zucchini and I would put it in my multi-purpose steamer and I would pop that in the microwave for about 2 to maybe 3 minutes. You want it just al dente. When it comes out of the microwave, I will give it a slight squeeze and drain out a little bit of that liquid. And then simply open up your Alfredo pouch, sprinkle the zucchini with some of the Alfredo, toss it up, and oh my gosh, it's absolutely to die for. So if your host does have a microwave, you could make a little bit of zoodled Alfredo to go on the side of this meal. And lastly, at this point, you'll find that all your stations are ready to go and you're waiting on the chicken. So to keep your customers engaged, I recap again what we made, showing them our Italian meal kit and how it will make up to 40 servings. I'll show them how all the products go back into this kit, and I may even do a little comparison to how our meal kits compare to a meal delivery service. How we average about $3 a plate once you pick up your own veggies and your own protein. How we are all the pre-blended herbs and spices, time-saving recipes and innovative cookware. Using our meal kits, we give them all the tools to make good food real fast. I maybe then at that point talk about the opportunity to host their own cooking class and inspire their friends with our good food mission. And as icing on the cake for being a host, they'll receive their products at no cost and half price. I may talk about how they can purchase tonight, how Epicure is like grocery shopping, and guide them through the catalog one page at a time, which is like shopping through the grocery store one aisle at a time. And I may also take this time right now to do a little talk about our inspired business opportunity. That if they were inspired by the recipes, by the meals, about what I did tonight, that I would absolutely love to have a conversation with them and explain what our Epicure business opportunity has to offer and how it could benefit them and their family. So this is an amazing cooking class. It's a lot of fun. It's a great one to do if your host does not have a microwave and wants to use the oven. I hope you have a lot of fun with this. Stay tuned. I'll pop back on and show you what the chicken looks like and how I would serve it up. At this point as well, I would tell them that the chicken's almost ready, and I would just take a few minutes to grab all the dirty stuff, the dirty plates and the placemats and the dishes, and I would take them over to the kitchen, so that when I'm ready to serve it up, it's a nice clean presentation, because presentation is everything, right? Okay, see you in just a sec. All right, so the chicken is ready. At about the 15 minute, I usually go in and I have myself or somebody flips the chicken. Great little feature for the Epicure flipper. But look at this, like, I'm not sure if you guys can see that on the camera, but nothing sticks on this silicone mat. Like, as soon as the clients see that, they're like, oh my gosh. Because normally when you make chicken strips, half the coating sticks to your sheets and it's super frustrating and it's a really messy cleanup. Then when you lift up that silicone mat and show them that their sheet pan is beautiful, like the day they bought it, it's amazing. Such a great time saver. So we would serve it up with plates and napkins and forks, and they can enjoy a balsamic tossed salad with balsamic chicken fingers, marinara to dip, all featured in the Italian meal kit. And again, if your host has a microwave, you could always do the feature add-on with some zucchini noodles, tossed in a little bit of the Alfredo seasoning. I just toss that on the dry powder. It's so, so, so good. So I hope you have a lot of fun with this. My best tip is to make this at home for your own family. That is your best training. Once you can make it with your own family, you can enjoy it, you can truly experience it. It's just a matter of picking it up, taking it over to someone else's home and sharing it with them. Have a lot of fun and enjoy this easy Italian cooking class.